Sex is a very spiritual thing that I feel as though as being viewed as this casual activity that we're supposed to have no attachment to. Even if we do have attachment to it, we're not really supposed to say that we do. We're supposed to act like, oh, it's okay. That was just my friend with benefits or my situationship. But I know so many women, and probably men too, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've mainly heard women's perspective on this, that, pretend like this is okay, this friends with benefits thing, and, go ahead and before they even know a guy, jump into bed with them and then get so hurt, so hurt. I've seen some of my friends so hurt over this. And it's because we are being promoted this idea of casual sex and hookup apps, and I don't care about them. I'll move on to the next. I'll keep swiping, and we're all on the defense. We all want to reject each other before the other person can reject us. But the truth of the matter is that we all want to feel loved and wanted. And I know for me, at least in the past, I got out of a 8-year-long marriage and I was so ready to be dating again. I was so excited. I was like, great, this is it. This is going to be fun. I'm going to lose a little bit of weight, get in shape, and I'm going to, get some new outfits and go on the prowl, go to the clubs with my friends or whatever, have fun, wear some heels. Yeah, it was fun. We went dancing and all of that stuff, but I got into this stage of truly just wanting validation from men. It wasn't even about the sex for me. At one point I had convinced myself that it was, but it was more about the feeling of after the sex, of cuddling and those sweet whispers and feeling like somebody was intimate with you that I really enjoyed. But there were many times after I would have sex with men before I knew them as well as I should, that I would feel this haunting feeling of just energy that I felt like was not my own. That I remember this one guy. I didn't even have full sex with him, but we did a lot of intimate things. We did pretty much everything but the actual act. And I remember for the next week, I felt this feeling of doom, because I had let this person into my energy space, and I knew that these feelings were not mine. They were foreign to me because typically, before that, I was pretty happy-go-lucky, whatever, going about my life and fine. So you have to be careful. There are spiritual consequences to this. We are living in this sick society where people are telling us that it's okay to just make this casual. Why are so many people depressed then? Why is everybody rushing to the doctor just to only be fed a pill that makes them rely on that pill and numb the symptoms instead of getting to the root of the problem, which is that we're living in a society that is promoting this, that is promoting nothing meaningful, just hopping into bed with each other and being animals. And okay, yeah, if you're okay with that, I guess that's fine. But for most people that I have talked to, it leaves them feeling very empty because it becomes like an addiction, like a drug. It's like that dopamine hit when all those chemicals are in your brain and it's intense, and then you keep craving more and more, and you keep getting turned down, and then, it's you are mixing yourself with all of these different energies from different people. And I feel like it can even change your aura if you don't take the precautions to be careful about who you let into your energy field. Because I had another situation with a guy. I had to learn a lot of lessons when I was first single, after a marriage. I had to learn many hard lessons because in my marriage I'd only had sex with one person. I was a virgin until marriage. I kind of grew up in a pretty conservative household, so that was taught, and I was very curious about sex. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to see what this is all about when I get single. And I definitely learned my lesson. I did not have sex with that many people before I quickly realized, okay, this is not for me. I am absorbing some weird stuff right now. There was another guy that who was quite narcissistic, very narcissistic, and actually lied to me about who he was. He ended up being a drug dealer. I found out he was lying about his whole identity. He was actually a really scary person. He sucked me in, like a vortex, pretending to be somebody else. And I swear, when we were in the middle of the act, I felt this demonic energy. I could see his eyes kind of turning dark, and it felt like I was having sex with the devil. It truly did. And let me tell you what happened after this experience with this man. So I ended it because he quickly showed his true colors, and he was toxic. Like I said, he was this big drug dealer in Miami, I later found out. And yeah, it was scary. There were some other shady things going on. I'm actually really glad that I made it out of that situation alive looking back. But the next few months after being so sexually involved with this person with this dark demonic energy, he was even interested in blood and things like this. This guy was really bad. And he hid it very well to begin with, which a lot of narcissists do. They do have this kind of dark energy about them. A lot of weird things happened to me after this guy. For the next 5 months, I felt like I was cursed. I was depressed. I had no energy. And before that, I was making more money than I had ever had in my life. I was at the highest point in my career. All good things were happening to me. And then after I got with this guy, it was just like, boom, I got fired from my job. Friends started getting crazy and weird. Friendships ended. It really triggered a huge, I guess you could call it a spiritual awakening, but at the time I felt like I was cursed, but I did grow a lot from it. I couldn't take any action. It was like all of the positive energy was sucked from me so much that I was trying so hard to fix it. I did Tai Chi. I ended up actually opening my third eye through meditation. I got addicted to meditation, and this guy just completely wrecked me. And looking back, this is because when you have to be very careful about who you're intimate with. I don't know if it goes into being possessed or having entities around you. Maybe it goes into some paranormal things, but I did feel a very dark energy. And I actually just cleared this up about a month ago. I tried my hardest to clear it up. I researched everything that I could, and it is now clear and life is picking back up. But please, please be careful who you are intimate with. And these men actually really do appreciate boundaries, and they respect boundaries. I'll do another video on that some other day, but don't be scared to set those boundaries. And if they walk away, then those were the wrong type of people to begin with. So please, please, please be careful with sex. It is very, very serious, and it is a spiritual thing. And outside of that, STDs, pregnancy, all that good stuff, bad stuff, be careful.